pregnant, bro. Who you talking about? Dirk got India pregnant, bro. Ooh. Like, like, I know females probably do it, but do niggas do that?
What happened?
She said, I heard you got a girl. I'm trying to be respectful.
Me? Oh, me?
Yeah, she said she heard you got a girl, so she's trying to be respectful.
What?
Yeah.
Where you hear that at? Coming up to me saying congratulations for your relationship.
People come up to you and say that?
Yes, I'm like, bro, what clips y'all watch? Like, everybody parasocial, even in real life.
Congratulating somebody for having a girlfriend at 30 years old is literally insane. Now, I know, y'all are probably sick of me beating this dead horse, but I think as the days go on, it gets even crazier. People are getting much more parasocial than they used to be. And I don't know if it's because of the amount of content creators out there or the amount of content to be consumed, but at some point, people have to draw lines in the sand and say that, hey, this isn't real. I need my own life. You know, I gotta stop doom scrolling, and I have to not get connected to these content creators who are, you know, putting their lives on for display. I think part of the rise and the uptick of parasocial conversations when it comes to content creators has been aided by people learning that streaming is a method, is a way to go about making money in content. We're at the point where now people are seeing what is clear as day, to me at least, an on-camera relationship for content be perceived as a real relationship. I feel like we're living at the same timeline as that one Drewski skit.
This is Herbo's son. He don't see that. He got $1 million put up. He got $1 million put up. Herbo said it in the song. Herbo said it in the song. He said it in the song. Christian is pregnant. That's what I'm saying. I get that. But in what world would Blueface really be putting his hands on the bitch, man? Trust me. Trust me. In what world? In what?
Hey, shout out Drewski. Do people really be like this? Like, do niggas call other niggas and be like, hey man, you seen that shit, bro? Man, yeah. My nigga got that girl pregnant, bro. Who you talking about? Dirk got India pregnant, bro. Ooh. Like, like, I know females probably do it, but do niggas do that? Call your homeboys and have a big old discussion about this shit? Cause that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
The page you posted.
For real?
What should I say? So proud of
this
you.
Is crazy to me too.
Why they call you the hero?
Putting images of his dead ops as the cover, like a Mount Rushmore of fallen rivals. Jacksonville police, or JSO, are notorious for not cracking cases.
I swear that last clip is how some people be watching these streamers make content. Celebrity obsession isn't anything new. We've seen videos, footages, all this stuff of the Beatles, of Elvis Presley, of Michael Jackson. Like, I remember one time seeing a video as a kid of a woman passing out when Michael Jackson came and touched her.
Passing out? Hold on.
Is all this stuff of the Beatles, of Elvis Presley, of Michael Jackson. Like, I remember one time seeing a video as a kid of...
Oh, she's having a seizure. She hit her head or something, because this is not no regular passing out. I never passed out before, but you shake this much when you pass out? This is crazy. I can't lie. MJ was that dude. I never been in one of his concerts. I was probably a jit. You feel what I'm saying? But passing out at a concert is crazy to me. I know people probably do it for Beyonce, but other than that, I'm not sure who. Well, Chris Brown, probably a few other ones, but that still in my head is crazy to me. Like, you so, I won't say overly invested, but you so starstruck to where you can't function normally. You gotta pass out and get pulled out in a stretcher by the ambulance. That's crazy.
Of a woman passing out when Michael Jackson came and touched her in a crowd or something like that. And hey, that's the king of pop. I don't necessarily blame her. But I think in the past there were natural barriers that had people at least an arm's length away or a few arms length away from their favorite content creators, from their favorite actors, actresses, or whatever the case may be. You know, a magazine came out once a week and featured them maybe once or twice a year. You know, radio probably played their songs, but that was only when you were in the radio. They didn't did interviews every once in a while. It just wasn't the constant cycle that streaming and social media has with these people today. Some of the more traditional celebrities grew up with that mentality, and they've even started to pass that word down to some of the younger celebrities. Denzel Washington told Michael B. Jordan to limit his exposure and presence because people won't go and see him on the big screen later on.
But I do disagree with what he's saying. And my disagreement is for today's market, for the culture of media today. You see, because movies are still big and they're still fun, and TV is somewhat big and still fun, but social media is king. There is no such thing as overexposure, but the notion of overexposure is just wrong for today. People are consuming so much, you will not be overexposed.
Why pay you on the weekend if they could see you?
I get all of that. Like, if you like a social media personality, or you just trying to like spark up a conversation, like your input or your outlook on something, and you want everybody to tap in and, you know, conversate, then I get it. Cool. That's whatever. Viral video, viral movie, whatever the case may be, the hottest song, like, hey, what y'all think about this? Like, shit, like what I'm doing, you feel what I'm saying? But for y'all to know every single detail on somebody's life, when they go to sleep, where they at right now, you feel me, who they dating, what they eating, their biggest fears. I feel like, to me, that's too much, bro. That's crazy. That's too much. Like, this is nothing. Like, I get that. Everybody trying to get their bread, so everybody trying to have some kind of opinion on social media. But to do all that, act like the shade room, the teen shade room, and all that other shit, I never really followed them pages. I don't know. But for the people that do and be like, oh, the tea just dropped. The tea just dropped about what? Is we getting some money or something? No. Somebody in a relationship. Oh my God. I don't give a fuck about that. Let's talk about something for real. Like, let's talk about something good.
You all week for free sounds like a money issue to me. And I know if I have money issues, I know exactly what I'm doing. While I do agree with the notion that these people will pay for whatever from their favorite creators, what I don't agree with is the concept there is no such thing as overexposure. That's how a lot of these current day content creators end up on the internet crying and screaming because the pressure is just too much for them. This whole Samaya community ball situation is totally out of hand.
See, and that's why I can't personally get mad at the fans, because the content creators are actually, in my opinion, in fact, oversharing. They want you to know every little bit of their life. Maybe it's more exposure. Maybe they want to be more personable to you so you can relate to them more. I'm not sure what it is. You feel me? I'm still figuring this shit out my damn self. I don't know what to show y'all or what to tell y'all, but for y'all to know when a nigga took a shit for, oh, that's my ball, and she got passed around and woo-doo-woo-doo. I thought that was embarrassing for people. Like, damn, like, she played in your face, and then you go tell the whole world that. You ain't got to be ashamed of it, but it's just like, that's not something I really got to talk about, really want to talk about, unless I have to. Y'all just giving it up. So I can't get mad at y'all because they just giving it up. They just letting y'all know everything.
And in my opinion,
I just don't do shit like this. It's so weird. I done had talks with these people off camera and told them, like, I don't appreciate the narrative going around. Man, I don't give a fuck. I only give a fuck because it's like when somebody says that they fuck with you, you know, that's...
How old is she? I don't mean to keep pausing, but how old is she? Like, I feel like this is probably like young adult type of shit. If grown people are invested in her relationships, it's crazy to me. Even though I know she's probably all over the place when it comes to content, but
that's weird. Crazy. I don't do that to them. And I'm only addressing it online. I let everything else slide. Like I do. But if you come to something on the internet, I'm going to address it on the internet. Period, point blank. It wasn't a problem when niggas was laughing on camera. Now it's a problem when I made somebody feel bad and they want to address the narrative. No.
What that was content creator and streamer Samaya, however we're saying her name, crying about social media rumors between her and probably like 6 to 7 to 9 to 10 content creators that are male on the platform. Rumors and allegations that she's been passed around. She has been titled as the community ball several different times on the platform, and it is actually pretty harmful.
Community ball is crazy. I'm not gonna lie though. For the people to be saying that about you, they have to see you too many times in too many different places around too many people. That's crazy. I'm talking about The ball they leave at the court. They go home and be like, man, anybody shoot with this ball. Nobody want to take it home for real. That ball, that's crazy.
And detrimental to her psyche. I made a video about Cooking with Kaya going through some of the same situations where she was getting labeled as X, Y, and Z on the internet. And what I wanted to portray in that video was that I don't think that it's Cooking with Kaya's fault. It's a function of the parasocial community that has been built by content creators well before them. And now we're getting to a point where people are putting rumors and different things and names on your jacket. And ultimately, because it's all content and it's all funny, etc., other content creators who you believe you're close to are playing into it. Now, do you help it by being close to these super freaked out gooner level streamers? Absolutely not. But with that being said, there should be a little bit of self-awareness of the content creator to know that, hey, I am in this parasocialized community and they are going to do me wrong. Specifically if I am a woman streamer. It doesn't matter how many times you have people come to bat for you or apologize for you. It really isn't going to do anything.
Just because somebody might date or link with a nigga or whatever the fuck, it don't make it no difference from any other girl or any dude. You know what I mean? I think it's just dramatized because it's in this stream world. But it's like, you know, I think that, I don't know, I'm just being 100. I'm not even being biased whatsoever. But I don't like how niggas be doing that. That shit don't be cool.
Now, DDG is 100% right in this situation because fans are way too invested into the relationship content these days, or I would say not even necessarily relationship content, but anytime a woman is next to any sort of male streamer. I think playing into these interactions leads people to believe that there is something more going on, and because you are on stream or giving them some sort of content 24/7, 365, people feel as if they have a right to your business. Now, I'm not saying that that's right.
I agree and I disagree in some cases. Like, if you make a content for the sake of the content, cool, whatever. You doing what you got to do, cool, whatever. But a lot of these women, not all, but a lot of these women be overly sexualizing themselves. They know that these niggas is horny as fuck on the PC, in the chat, going crazy, saying whatever. They always want to get the good angles and this and that. They wear the most revealing clothes. You feel me? So when people see you dress a certain type of way, act in a certain type of way, speak in a certain type of way, they gotta assume things in a certain type of way, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm not necessarily saying she is or isn't doing what she doing, you feel what I'm saying? But it's just like once you want to be seen in that light, even for exposure, so you can, I guess, transfer and be looked at a different type of way, it's kind of too late. That was my speaker, my fault. They want to see you like that. They're forever gonna hold on to that. And it's just like you're gonna do yourself more harm than good, cause that's all they're gonna remember about you. You can go off and go fucking start a movie theater or something, do some good entrepreneurship, and they're gonna be like, oh, I remember when she used to shake ass on the internet. That's all they gonna remember you for. So it's just like kind of doing it to yourself too. You feel me? Understand, like, not all money good money, not all content is good content. Like, you gotta be weary of how you perceive or how people perceive you and what kind of light you put yourself into. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. I do feel like people should, develop some sort of life or realize that this is all reality television. Like, none of this is real. And it's kind of hard because it's always in their face, but none of it is truly real. But content creators and streamers or whoever don't do anybody any justice when they lean into the content. So all of these smaller interactions between, Jason and Sakura lead into people asking Jason when they're going to get married and have kids. All of the interactions with Agent and Emily lead to people believing that they are in some sort of relationship.
It's a little dry.
I gotta try with the sauce there.
It's like it's just pork. Like it's nothing crazy.
Oh nah.
It's fine.
Emily, be honest.
It's nothing crazy. The lamb chops are better.
Dan, you want this last one? Take it. I had
full.
two. You're not full. You just got your meal.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. I mean, if you insist.
I'm starting to feel like the equivalent of the dress in Hollywood for these women streamers is the relationship. Because ultimately what happens after all of this, and we've seen it with the Sinners of the world, we've seen it with Sumya now, we've seen it with Cooking with Kaya, is that they're going to be labeled as some sort of pass around 304 X, Y, and Z community ball, because these people have developed parasocial relationships with these content creators from small snippets of them that make people take things way too far, and they get sexist, misogynist, or whatever the case may be.
Hey, hit me out. Check me out. I don't mean to keep pausing, but also, this is where I blame the fans. When they do see a beautiful woman, a talented woman, like, they don't care if she is actually really talented. They want to turn around and let me see your ass. Oh, you dropped something. They be saying shit like that. They want to see in a sexual light. You feel me? It's kind of like they don't want to support any other content that you make besides showing off your body. Now you're pushed to do that because that's how you get more traction, how you get more views, how you get more whatever, because that's the only thing people want to see from you. You feel me? So it's like, it's a double-edged sword if you're a female for real. But at the same time too, once you lean into it, like I said, you get stuck to it, because now they don't want to hear anything you got to say unless it's something sexual, or unless it's something alluding to X, Y, and Z. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's just like, you stuck in this mouse trap for real. You can't really get out of it unless you break out from that and you actually lead into your talents. But then again, like I said, sex do sell. So people are going to be overly invested into relationships, into situationships like as such, just because people's mind already go to, oh, they doing something. They doing something behind closed doors. They doing something off camera. So it's just like we kind of selling not the sex itself, but we're selling more of the imagery of like the possibility of something being there more than what it is on camera. Like, you know, on the next episode of, or you know how it cut off and go to something else, it's gonna be like, oh, they doing something. Oh, you feel me? Like a cliffhanger type of thing. And that's why I think I'm starting to understand it now. I guess that's why people feed into it more. Makes sense. Okay.
The nature of this type of entertainment is that it's more personal than acting. So we can see actors on screen kiss and have a relationship or whatever the case may be, but it is still a separation. Now, there are some sickos that ship these types of people. I've even seen like shipping conversations in the WNBA where people are shipping people with teammates. There's always going to be those sickos. But for the general people out there, there is a hard line drawn between movie relationships that are seen on screen and real life. But when it comes to this content creation, because the whole allure is supposed to be hella relatable people doing hella relatable things, you know, playing video games, reacting to the same YouTube videos that you watch to, people get so caught up and lost in the sauce of what's actually going on to not realize that this stuff is fake, like DDG was saying. And I know that he recognizes this a lot with his own content, because the stuff that I'm seeing between him and India Love, and I'm talking about the perception, just lets me know that people are going way too far. And at the time that it's happening, I feel like it's very, very interesting that people are making these posts about DDG being in love with India Love. Does he play into it? Absolutely, 100.
But that's what I'm saying though. This how they get more views. This how they get you to be, oh my God, like fully invested. Cause it's like they selling love and sex to you. Not on purpose, but it's just like some of y'all is just so motherfucking nosy and so overly invested. You want to pick up on the cue, so now you playing this shit back 40 times. Just be, oh, you seen that? Oh yeah, they messing with each other the whole time. Maybe not. They is got something going on behind closed doors. But other than that, these people know how to perform for the camera. Let's be for real. They're in front of the camera 24/8. If you've watched DDG's content, like, there's a certain mode you can kind of see him get into when it just be like, okay, it's not really time to perform, but like, it's like, okay, let's get it dramatic. You feel me? Like, let's get it to where it's just like, it's finna get like rage bait, clickbait, or forming and all that shit. Not saying he being fake or whatever, but it's more like, oh, this is gonna get views. I know this. So let's make it seem like we hella in love. Maybe this is the natural vibe. Maybe this is not something they be like, okay, let's sell it to them like this. They probably actually really like this for each other, but they lean into it more because when they first displayed this, y'all was like, oh my God, are they together? How they finna be so mad? So they be like, bet. Nah, that nigga, he's smart as fuck. He's smart as fuck.
100%. Don't get me wrong. DDG is a part of the problem. But does that mean that people should have to deal with the backlashes and side effects of what's going on in his actual real life? You know, his custody battle that's very public with his baby mother, Hallie? No, I think that some of the conversations are weird and stem from the way that he has created a parasocial relationship with his audience online, and they can't separate the difference. I've seen people go to war and be super obtuse standing on either side of them because they feel like they know them for some reason, but ultimately that's definitely not the case, and you look like a weirdo when you do this. Oftentimes when this conversation is had between commentary channels or streamers themselves, they keep it very lighthearted and talk about at most the name calling that women do get online, which isn't anything to take light at all, but there's also another level to this, and that's when the parasocial conversations get honestly life-threatening. I don't know if you guys remember that situation from Streamer Prom where Jason got left at prom by his date and the cameraman.
Sakura, things were going good, and then all of a sudden we got matching nails, right? Initials. And then out of nowhere I went to the restroom and she was like, the J is for John, who is my cameraman. And then, you know, at first it was like, oh, she's joking. But yeah, she said the J was for John. And then I was like, yeah. Say you're just kidding. And then she just kept digging a bigger grave, you know what I mean?
Now, there's no way to express how truly fake that clip was. Like, there's nothing else to say besides that clip was fake. But because this is the internet, people took that situation to heart and really ran with it.
I kid you not, a 10-year-old Asian kid walked up to me at the airport and asked if Jason was okay after Streamer Prom. He came up to me and said, is Jason okay after Streamer Prom? This kid was literally 10 years old.
And see, that would be fine if we just left it there, but it got to a level where she was receiving threats on her life about the whole situation, to the point where Jason the Ween had to come out and say, Sakura and I are fine. Please stop sending end-of-life threats and harassment, especially towards her. Our streams are for entertainment, but things can be misinterpreted. Today didn't go as expected, but we're grateful for the support. Please be kind. We're all human. Thank you. I can only imagine if every time I went to the movies, I got so invested that I believe that
That's crazy. That's hella crazy. But like I said, yeah, supply and demand. It's the best way to put it.
Characters in real life were actually going through these things, or the people in the music were going through these things, or the people on television were going through these things. And then that made me feel some sort of real human emotions to the point where I wanted to take some sort of action on the people that, you know, caused them harm or violence. I think that that's a very weird concept. Everybody would be mad at all of the men in the Tyler Perry movie at that point. Parasocial relationships can hurt, like they just physically can. They can hurt emotionally as well. They can hurt you, the viewer, who gets into that parasocial relationship. I understand that there is fandom, like you can find X, Y, and Z entertaining, funny, insightful, whatever the case may be. But there's a point in which you as a fan can overstep boundaries. And I'm saying you because everybody's a fan of somebody. But there is a point where you can overstep boundaries, and that's where the parasocial lines should be drawn. Otherwise, we're going to get to a point where the profitability does not matter, because parasocial is profitable, but people will decide to remove themselves from the internet for the sake of their own health, safety, and well-being, because people just go way too far.
Hey, I don't know. It gets scary, get wicked sometimes, just seeing how it can turn something innocent, quote unquote, can like turn into something crazy like that, to where like people's safety, livelihood isn't in jeopardy because y'all are too overly invested. You feel what I'm saying? But y'all let me know how y'all feel down below. It's been your boy. Until next time.